I'm most looking forward to the dialogue. I think healthy professional candor in an organization is a hallmark of a successful organization. I think it makes us better, I think it makes us efficient, and I think including divergent opinions when we establish policy and make decisions is important. Well, I would say that if you wanted to make a difference, this is a great place to start. Show up, share your ideas. It's non-attributional. I think this is a good place to have that open, candid, professional dialogue. I don't have all the answers. I know my perspective. I need education. I will, until the day I get out of the military, that will remain true. But I'd like to see young, innovative, nimble leaders come in and express their opinions and express their thoughts, because there's certainly things that I haven't thought of on how to make an organization better. Well, I think it's important to hear from all of our service members, but most importantly, and given some of our recent events, I'd like to hear from our women in the military. I think it's a different perspective, one that I don't have. I know who I am, I understand my limitations, but I think it's valuable. The last time we did this was in 2011, and we came up with 21 recommendations. And I'd like to go back and take a look at those and what have we done? What have we done well? Where do we need to improve? And I think the best way to focus on that is to talk to the folks that came up with those recommendations to begin with. As I mentioned, I'd like to gain perhaps a different perspective. I certainly have my perspective. I think I know my limitations, but I think that open and non-attributional dialogue is going to help me craft the way ahead and perhaps shape the future and shape the careers of some of our senior leaders that are coming up through the ranks. I've seen the role of women change in our military. I've been doing this for 36 years. In our own organization, I would look at our maneuver units, combat arms. We've seen that open to women, which has historically not happened. We've had women go to Ranger School. If I look at our recent past here within the Vermont Guard, we have our first 06, our Colonel Commander, who's a woman at the 124th Regiment. Our first recruiting battalion commander, that's a woman for the first time, I think, in over 2 decades. We've got our first F-35 pilot candidate, that's a woman. And there's a whole host of dynamic women leaders coming up through our ranks right now. I think what's important for everybody to understand, and I think this should be part of the discussion, is they weren't selected for those jobs because they were women. They were selected for those jobs because they're the most qualified to do the job. And I think that's where we need to stay, and that's a practice I'd like to see us sustain. Competency-based hiring is where we're going to end up. Well, I think if we can empower folks to come forward and bring us their ideas, irrespective of rank, irrespective of gender, irrespective of their experience, I think there's value in that. I think we can all learn from each other. Just because I've been doing this for a long time doesn't mean that I can't learn from a subordinate leader who has a different and more diverse background than I do. I think that's true for all of us. No, I'm looking forward to the discussion. I think this is a good starting point, and I'm really looking forward to meeting some of our dynamic men and women in the organization.